Good morning, mother. Hey, okay. That's how I talk to Joe every morning when he calls me. So I'm a little intimidated about this atmosphere that I'm in right now because I've never been in this position before. However, I'm going to share with you guys a little bit about what's going on in my life. Since I've been invited to become a part of the After Prison Show, my life has changed drastically for the better. I am happier now than I've ever been before in my entire life. I'm surrounded by the greatest and inspiring people that I've ever been around before, and it's a blessing. I'm doing great. I got my head on the right way. My PO is very happy with me. So, I want to thank everybody out there for all of the love and the support and all the inspiration that you guys give me, because this is what keeps me moving forward. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. With that, I'd like to share a prison story with you guys. I guess the reason for this, or some of the reason behind it, is the simple fact that thinking about incarceration and sharing stories with you guys reminds me and lets me know this type of situation that I never want to find myself in again. So this prison story that I want to share with you guys is about the worst cellie that I've ever had in my entire life. And believe me, throughout all the years that I've been incarcerated, I have had a lot of cellies. But this one was the worst. So I was in the Chesapeake City Jail waiting to go to court to get my time, and they woke me up one morning and told me to pack my stuff, that I was being transferred. I said, okay. Transferred where? They told me that I was being transferred to the Hampton Roads Regional Jail. I've never been to the Hampton Roads Regional Jail before, but I didn't care. It didn't make no difference. Jail is jail. You gotta hate it. So they transferred me to the Hampton Roads Regional Jail. When I first get there, within the first 20 minutes of me being there, I realized this is the worst jail I've ever been to in my life. As soon as I walked into jail, they put me in a holding cell with 4 other people. So we're in the holding cell from 9 o'clock in the morning until 4 o'clock in the afternoon, waiting to go to the housing unit that we're assigned to. During the time that we're in this holding cell, none of the COs will talk to you about anything. You can ask questions and they just look at you like you're retarded or something. Of course, we were retarded. We were locked in a freaking cell. Yeah, we were stupid. There's absolutely no communication. They bring lunch at about maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon to feed us. I don't even want to tell you guys what it looked like. I swear. It looked like, all right, I'm going to tell you. It looked like Purina cat food. It was the worst, that I've ever seen in my life. These are just a few of the things that made this an impossible jail to serve time in. You do not ever want to go to the Hampton Roads Regional Jail, I promise. So when they finally decide to move us to our housing units, where we're going to be kept at, caged at, or whatever you want to call it, for the remainder of the time that we're in jail there, they put me in a housing unit, a 100-man housing unit, and they put me in a cell with a pretty cool cellie. He was an all right dude. We rocked. We did all right for a while. During the first 2 weeks I was there, we were on lockdown twice for 3 days each time. They let people die. Okay, I was in this jail for 15 months. During the 15 months that I was incarcerated in the Hampton Roads Regional Jail, 8 people died, man. Could they have been saved? Hell yeah! During the time that we're on lockdown, me and my cellie, we kick it a little bit, and we're talking about, hey man, what would happen if one of us got deathly ill, sick, inside this cell while we're on lockdown, and there's no CO anywhere around? Everybody's just locked in their cells. There's no guards nowhere. I might die. My cellie might die. I don't know how to save nobody. The thought of being locked up in a cell with no communication with any guards or COs or whatever you want to call them is scary, man, because anything might happen. Was I scared? Yeah, of course I was, man. I was worried to death about anything that might happen. But getting back to the purpose of this video, the worst cellie that I've ever had in my life was at this jail. Not in this cell, not in this pod, but at this jail. So during my incarceration period at this jail, I got a kitchen connection. I began hooking up with some people there that I knew. Remember, I've done a lot of time, so I know a lot of people. I got a kitchen connection, hooked up with him, and I started getting material to make wine with. And it was good wine. So one day, I got 3 gallons of wine in my locker, in my box, or whatever you want to call it. And I'm laying in the bed reading a book, and my door opens up. In walk 3 police, guards, COs, whatever you want them to be. And they come in to do a cell search. Of course, somebody snitched on me. Tekashi 69 was rocking at the regional. So, somebody snitched on me. The police came in there. They went through my stuff. They found my wine. Straight to the hole. I ended up doing 15 days in the hole for having the best wine on the compound. I come out of the hole and I go to the max pod, which is serious time. Lots of people in there. Most everybody in there has got time that is 20 years or better. I was scared to death then. I only had 2.5 years around all these killers. I'm not a killer. I go in this cell with another cool cellie. We're good. We kick it, man. We're good. He's a great dude. About 2 weeks after I go in the cell, he moves out and goes downstairs to another pod. And what they do is they force you to move. When they call you and tell you to pack your stuff, you're moving, you're moving. Either you move or you go to the hole. You do what they tell you to do or they put you in the hole. There's no 2 ways around it. So they packed my cellie up, moved into another pod. So I was in the cell by myself. I was in the cell by myself for a whole week, man. I was loving life. I got my own room, man. I go stroll around buck naked. I was good. I ain't want no cellie. All dreams must come to an end. One afternoon, I'm laying in there reading a book, and my door opens up, and here he comes. Yeah, this is the worst one. In walks this great, big, fat, sloppy, young piece of, you get the idea. He comes in, he puts his stuff down. He don't say nothing to me. He walks right back out the door. I'm cool with that. You don't want to talk to me, I ain't no problem with it. I ain't got nothing to say to you either. A couple hours later, they call lockdown. Everybody's got to go to their cells, lockdown. They call it quiet time. That's the craziest shit in the world. Quiet time in jail? Quiet time is the loudest time in the whole jail. When you get locked down on quiet time, everybody's yelling out the doors and hollering at people and everything. So there's no quiet at all. When they pop the door, Fat Boy comes back in. He says, "What's up? Where you want to be up?" I don't know. What's up, man? He don't say a whole lot of nothing else. So I guess he goes through his stuff, whatever, gets his bed made up. So he gets up on the rack. He don't talk. He ain't got a whole lot of nothing to say. I'm all right with that. I guess about 2 hours later, we're still locked down. So he gets off his rack and he goes to the door and starts hollering out the door. Hey, blah, blah, blah. Okay, first, keep in mind, I'm a really laid back dude. Okay? I'm laid back, I'm easygoing. I try to be humble. I always try to be as respectful to people as I possibly can. I'd like to have the same thing in return. It don't always work like that. So about a week goes by. Me and Fat Boy, we don't talk. He's Always at the door, hollering at the door, loud, obnoxious, disrespectful. Like he just don't care. I guess he feels like he's in the cell by himself. Because I'm just an old, laid-back little white guy. After about a week goes by, somebody else dies in the jail. So every time that somebody dies in the Hampton Roads Regional Jail, you go on lockdown for at least 2-3 days. Lockdown. You're locked in your cell with your cellie. That's it. You're in there. You're stuck. They bring your trays around to you. You don't got nowhere to go. You're in a 12 by 12. You and another man can't get away from each other. Nowhere to go. During the time that we're on lockdown, this dude is at the door all day, yelling, hollering out the door. Even though I'm pretty laid back and easygoing, man, enough is enough. I got to the point where I just couldn't take it anymore. So I asked the dude, I said, yo, man, can you show a little bit of respect? I'm in the cell with you, dude. You're just hollering loud all up. I mean, what's up with that, man? So he tells me, hey, you don't tell me how to do my time. You don't tell me what to do. Who you think you are? So at this point, things are getting out of control. I told the dude, I said, yo, man, I said, I'm just asking for a little bit of respect, boy. I said, that's all. I said, I'm not trying to have no problems, no confusion. I just like for you to show me some respect, man. I'm pretty laid back. I don't get loud. I'm not obnoxious. So the dude tells me, man, you can't tell me how to do my time. I'm going to holler out the door all I want to. Damn you. I said, okay. So at that point, I lay my book down. I get up. I put my tennis shoes on. And while I'm putting my tennis shoes on, this dude is looking at me like, what are you doing? What I'm doing is, I'm getting ready to let this guy know that there is a thing called mutual respect. So I put my tennis shoes on and I stand up and he's facing me. He's at the door. His back is to the door. And he's like, what? What are you going to do? And then he starts talking a whole bunch of bull like, man, yeah, I'm this, I'm this, and you ain't do nothing to me and all this like, you ain't gonna do nothing to me, you a soft, all this type of, anyway. So, while he's popping his mouth off, I punch him in the face. I don't have a whole lot of time for conversation, man. That ain't what I do. I fired on him. I just punched him in the face. Rocked him too, a good shot. Don't you know, man, that this big, fat, sloppy dude almost started crying. He didn't do nothing about it. I'm ready for a fight. This dude is talking all this shit about you can't do this and you can't tell me this and that. Man, I don't care nothing about that. I care about you steady disturbing my peace in here hollering out that door. And when I hit this dude, man, he almost balled up like a little girl or something. He almost started crying. I thought he was going to fight. Lord, I felt bad. I felt sorry for punching him in the face. I swear I did. After I punched him in the face, and he started his little soft boo-hoo type, oh man, yeah, what you hit, man? Come on, man. I don't want to fight, man. Man, I felt terrible. I also felt like I accomplished something. Maybe now he would shut up and show me some respect. I sat back down on my bed. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to fight, but he didn't want to. So I sat back down on my bed, man. I took my shoes off. I just sat there. I was dumbfounded, man. I didn't know what to think, man. This guy talked all this smack, man, to me and then acted like a little sissy. I was kind of scared he was going to tell the police on me for hitting him. So I laid back down on my rack. I picked my book up and started reading again. The whole time I'm keeping an eye on this guy because I don't know if he's going to try to jump on me while I'm laying down or what. But I'm ready for him, whatever. I mean, I don't care. He gets back in his bunk and he's quiet. For the next 2 days, we're on lockdown. He don't holler out the door. He don't play his radio loud. He's quiet as a church mouse. So I decide during this time that there's no possible way that me and this guy can be cellies. It's not gonna work. 2 days after I hit him, we come off a lock. Our doors pop open. Everybody comes off a lock. He gets up and takes off out into the day room. He don't say nothing to me. He runs over there by his buddies. As I said, we can't be cellies no more. While he's out in the day room, I snatch his mattress off the bunk and throw it in the floor. I take all his personal property and put it on top of his mattress. Everything he owns. I pick his mattress up and I sling it out into the day room. You've been evicted. You're out of here. You can't live in here no more. So everybody in the whole day room is watching this, is seeing what I did. And they are dogging this dude. Oh man, you gonna let him throw your stuff out like that, man? Oh man, oh, you a bitch. Oh man, oh Lord, it was coming a million miles an hour. His stuff's laying out in the day room, all of it. He can't come back in my cell. Not happening. You can come back in there to fight me about it, or you can carry your ass. Other than that, that's over. You gone. You going to another cell. You going somewhere. I guess it was probably about 30 minutes after I threw his stuff out in the day room, I saw him going out the door, being escorted by the police. That don't mean but one thing. You checked in. You a cold sissy. You talk all this trash to me like you a killer and you get punched in the face and then you check in. I got my cell back. All by myself again. I can stroll around butt naked again. After this guy checked in, I went out in the day room and started talking to guys. And they're like, well, what happened? What happened? Me being the person that I am, I just told them, hey man, we just couldn't get along, that's all. I didn't tell him I punched him in the face. You're gonna know it now. I didn't tell nobody that. I don't brag on stuff like that, man. I don't even like doing stuff like that. But it came to a breaking point. Something had to give. And it did. I don't know what happened to the guy. I just know that he went out of the pod, gone. I never seen him again. Never heard anything about him. He might still be in the hole. But I do know this. As grown people, grown men, you can only take so much before you reach a breaking point. And when you reach that breaking point, there's no telling what might happen. As it goes, serenata to the worst selling I ever had in my life. I really hope I never have to see that guy again. And that, my friends, is the story of the worst selling that I ever had in my life. God, I hated that guy.